Let's talk about the CAF Champions League very quickly. Let's start with the results of games played over the weekend. We told you earlier on it was 50-50, 50% success, 50% failure for our clubs on the continent. But in the CAF Champions League, it was 100% because our teams went there and both of them have made it through. You could question how it happened, particularly for Rangers, but it doesn't matter. It happened all the same. They played at the goalless draw, but the away goal that they scored in the first leg saw them through.
Yep.
For Rivers United, it was the opposite of Rangers.
4-star performance.
The 4-star, they took their opponent apart. And so they've been able to do it 4-0. Both teams are through to the next round. Let's go to Enugu first of all, guys. Before I get your thoughts, let's go to Enugu. And Coach Imama Amakwakabo of Rangers has been reacting to his team's qualification for the next round. He ended goalless, but it was good enough to see Rangers through. And the stadium was put to capacity. They lost a lot of chances in that game, which should worry them. But only the most important thing was that they kept a clean sheet, and that is why Rangers are going to be in the next draw.
Yeah, you have to do everything possible to qualify. Then the coach will try to rectify some of the mistakes that you have seen. To be fair to him, I think he has raised this issue, about the profligacy in front of goals, even during the Super 4. So we don't know how he's going to do it, but somehow he has to find a way of making his strikers find the back of the net. Because if you don't score goals, they're not going to win games. Thankfully, they got the job done in the first leg, and yes, they didn't score, but they did enough to qualify for the next round.
Let's listen to Imama now, and then we'll talk about Rivers United, talk about the other teams as well in the CAF Confederation Cup.
It was a game I think we would have done better. And in as much as I'm not completely satisfied with the showing of my team, most importantly, we were able to move into the next round. He had chances in front of goal. Technically, I think he was supposed to bury. Unfortunately, he didn't bury, and he was like feeling very bad with himself. It's up to him for him to continue working very hard, and I think he'll be able to convert this chance. If we had not been the better side, our goalkeeper wouldn't have so much work to do. Most importantly is that we kept a clean head. We kept a clear head. We were able to keep a clean sheet, which was paramount to make us qualify into the next round. It's just for us to switch over from the Continental competition now to the league competition. We play on Wednesday, and hopefully we are going to see a league team by Wednesday.
All right, so that was how it ended. Rangers 0, JS Saura of Algeria 0. Rangers going through on the away goals rule. Good for them, and we wish them the best of luck in the next round. Let's talk about Rivers United very quickly, guys. Rivers United were the ones that we were even very skeptical about because of the goalless draw from the first leg. But once they got back to Port Harcourt, all our talk about they are not scoring enough goals, they are not being efficient in front of goal, went to the wins.
Yeah, after the first leg, we thought it's a tricky result when you play goalless because your Morocco can come here and score an away goal, and it makes it very difficult for you. But for Rivers United, like I said earlier, first performance, they have the fans behind them, so it really put a lot of confidence in them. And also don't forget that they dominated and created chances in the first leg. I think Stanley Aguma saw those lapses and he corrected those mistakes, and it's also a bridge. Bernardo Voki also a brace. I mean, it was a brilliant day for them. When he scored 4 goals against on the continent, it's really put you on the spotlight, and also a fear factor into your next opponent. I mean, this is a fantastic performance which they could build on. If you can score 4 goals, I mean, there's more you can also get. I mean, they've got a very, very decent Sousa in the middle, Bernardo Voki guy going forward for them. Femi Thomas in goal. I mean, these are quality players from the NPFL, and I think it is just a very, very good moment for them. And I think maybe they can build on this and see what they will do in the next round.
All right, good for Rivers. Onye, once again, we want to implore the people of Port Harcourt, come out to watch this team.
It is very good to see them come out to watch.
Be the 12th player for this team. How can your team be playing so well and you don't come out to watch? People came out, but not the number we expected of a CAF Champions League game.
Yeah, but I think it was a better turnout to him. When you consider the very poor turnouts when they played their home games at this venue. So I think they can only get better. With this result, that could spur more fans to come and watch them. and they are going to play against
We'll come to it. The opponents in the next round.
Yeah, in the next round.
Yeah, the opponents in the next round. Let's take a look at that in the CAF Champions League. Interestingly, that's the only competition left now for Nigerian clubs. But a lot can still happen. Well, one or two of these two teams may still find their way in the CAF Confederation Cup. But we don't pray for that. But there's games next month, and they're going to be difficult games. Rivers United are going to be playing Al Merreikh of Sudan. Yep. Rivers are playing the first leg at home, so they need to take advantage of their home game and then know how to tidy things up in the second leg. So that's not going to be easy. Rangers are going to be meeting the losing finalists last year. That's going to be tough, but it is not impossible for Rangers. And with the quality of the coach that they have and the player that they have, Rangers can raise their game and get the result against Zamalek.
Yeah, they can. I mean, they've had decent results when you look at the history of Rangers' participation on the continent. Against El Ali some years ago, I think about 9-10 years ago, the Egyptian team came with a lot of pedigree, but they were hammered 4-0. Rangers played a goalless draw in Cairo. So they can look back at that and draw some inspiration. I mean, what you need to do is to try to raise your game, play according to the instruction of the coaches, and when you have that chance, finish it, be clinical in front of goal. I think Rangers would have even beaten JS Swara 2 weeks ago if the chance that Toby Nwaobodo had just with empty net, if he had scored that goal. You don't go to such game, wondering and being lost in thought. You have to be ready. When you get the chance,
to pounce.
You bury it. That's the way to go. So it's anybody's game. So the pedigree of Zamalek does not come into play. You have to play 2 legs.
11 against 11.
Good enough for them. They are playing away. So the antics of the North Africans may not come into play. When you play first leg here, go for second leg, they come up with a lot of tricks. But this one, knowing that they are coming here,
they'll be very careful.
Yeah, they're going to behave themselves.
Merreikh against Rivers is a tricky game, but Rivers United, with the quality that we've seen that they have, and the way they've gone about this competition, recruited very well, they can spring a surprise. And if you win this round,
you are through to the group.
You are going into the group phase.
Yeah, I mean, very key for them. And I think I have this high belief in Rivers United right now. You don't score 4 goals and you slip off in the next game. I think this Emery could be worried at this moment, as well if they will come to Port Harcourt in a couple of weeks. Like I said earlier, Rivers United have got no issue to worry. They just need to prepare for the technical crew, study this team well, not as much as you can gather information. We also know they have 3 Nigerians, former Dolphin players in there. I think there's Assis Rubawale also. So there's a lot of Nigeria in the mix that will come here to come and prove their mettle also. But for Rivers United, they just need to work hard. They need to prepare, get more information about this team and get prepared to play them. And I think they should continue for what they did against Bamako. When Emery comes to town, score as many goals as you can, and also ensure that you don't concede at home. So when you travel, you can also make sure that it will be easy for you when you go on the road. But I think I'm really optimistic. I think both teams will stay through to the group stages. All
right, we wish them the best of luck. It's not going to be easy, but we believe that these teams can make it happen. Let's talk about what wasn't too pleasant for us, the bitter taste of defeat in the mouth of Nigeria, the 2 teams in the CAF Confederation Cup. Wiki, lost the first leg 2-0 to the Armed Forces team of Sierra Leone, but they were able to manage a 1-0 win at home, a penalty goal. They lost a penalty in that game. Yep. The same problem that they had in the first leg, throwing away chances, came again to the fore, and that's why they lost out 1-2 on aggregate, and they are not going to be part of it anymore. For Ifeanyi Ubah, it was a little different. They lost 1-0, considered a controversial penalty that was converted. 1-1 at full time, and they lost 3-0 on penalty. They threw all their penalties away. Only not good for a team that, interestingly, won the Federation Cup via penalties, won the Super Cup via penalties, and when they needed the penalties now, they didn't score even one.
Yeah,
nerves took over.
So it was such a shame for the players. When you play on the continent, there are a lot of variables, a lot of options. Sometimes the match will go into penalties, so the players and the technical crew should be ready mentally and otherwise. But I think I want to give kudos to Ifeanyi Ubah. I mean, going away to Egypt and conceding so early, and you were able to hold your own till the last minute. It shows a lot of character. So they will look at this match. For me, is the way they react, especially the owners of the club, the way to react to this defeat. Do they pick some vital lessons? Try to bounce back.
Future?
Yes, Eyimba did that in, I think, 2002. They lost to Asec Mimosa in Calabar. And the following season, they won the CAF Champions League. So they can look at it.
They can bounce back from this failure.
Some inspiration
this setback.
It's not the end of the world, really.
The same with Wiki. You have to bounce back as quickly as possible and try to do well in the league, and maybe you get a chance. Wiki have been on the continent before.
Yep.
For Ifan Yoba, they've never been there before. So they should pick up the lessons very quickly and adjust and see if they can return to the continent as quickly as possible. All right, we'll go on a break now. During the break, we will be switching gears. We'll be talking about the Nigeria Professional Football League. Join us again.
That was what happened last season. And, well, this season, the same thing seems to be rearing its head. Abia Warriors are 7th, El Kanemi Warriors are 5th. El Kanemi could go as high as 2nd, depending on how other results go today. Already on the way. Joining forces with Abia Warriors. And that's a good run down the line there. The ball is floated in, not a very good cross. Absolutely horrendous. That was a wasted opportunity. It must go down as one. And that's a good race forward, running forward now. A great run there, and they cross so well. Goalkeeper got to the ball first. Goalkeeper got to the ball first.
And that's Sunday Adetiji, top scorer.
1-on-1, and the goalkeeper is beaten. It is the first goal of the game from the visitors. Against the run of play, you might want to say, the defense was at 6s and 7s for Abia Warriors, and the benefit fell to El Kanemi Warriors. They've got their nose in front in the 8th minute. What a start to this game.
Very great start. Just from goalkeeper, this was route 1. You can see here, the Abia defense, they went to sleep. And this ball was just put in for Samuel Matias. And there's his 4th goal of the season.